I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the Bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show, what you're good and educated about the show, and that's when you click on that merchandise tab. Take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt and all the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck. They're all still available. Socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets. Makes no difference to the Renegades of Puck, and even though it's after Christmas, we've still sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent and unaffiliated operation known as the Renegades of Puck. So please, here's how you can jump in the trenches with us. You can find us on Instagram and Threads. You can also find us on Facebook and X. So please, again, doesn't take you but a second, doesn't cost you a thing, but it goes a long way to helping this independent operation. So again, help us out on social media. Also, YouTube is another area where you can really help us out. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on those notification buttons. It would go a long way to helping this show out and also expanding our audience. Again, that goes a long way to helping us out when we are independent and only have the support of you, the viewers out there, to help build the show. You can also financially support the show if you would like by contributing to the virtual tip jar right over there on the corner of the desk. Scan the QR code at any time during the show, or just go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck. Every dollar goes directly to helping this operation out. So please, if you can spare it, we sure could use it. Now listen, I know it is time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 946. That's right, time for show number 946. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 7th place in hockey history as we enter the Christmas roster and schedule freeze. After 35 games, the Predators are 11-17-7, 29 points, has them well outside of a playoff spot, but at least it's been an uptick in the standings recently. On the road, which is where the Predators' next game will take place, they have some significant improvements to make. They have a record of 3-10-4 on the season. They've scored 84 goals. They've given up 107 goals. That's a goal differential of -23. The Predators' schedule resumes with a lengthy road trip, 6 games to count the first one in St. Louis that we'll be talking about here in just a moment. But let's update you on the Central Division standings at the Christmas break. The Winnipeg Jets are in first place with 51 points. The Minnesota Wild in second place, 5 points behind with 46. Then the Colorado Avalanche in third place with 42 points. The first team on the outside looking in of an automatic qualifying playoff spot is the Dallas Stars with 40 points and the Utah Hockey Club with 38 points. St. Louis is at 36, Nashville at 29, and in 8th place is the Chicago Blackhawks at 26 points. That 7-point differential between the Predators and the Blues between 6th place and 7th place, well, that is highly interesting and very much in the Nashville Predators' power to overtake. And here's why I say that. In one of the more bizarre scheduling oddities that I've seen, this will be the first meeting of the season between the Nashville Predators and the St. Louis Blues coming up here when the schedule resumes after the Christmas break. That is right. Central Division rivals Nashville and St. Louis will not play each other for the first time until after Christmas this season. And then in the bizarrest scheduling I've seen between division rivals, this will be pretty important, I think. There are 8 total points available between the Predators and the St. Louis Blues. If the Predators can collect all 8 points, then obviously the 7 points there behind St. Louis would be erased just by the Nashville Predators head-to-head against St. Louis. Now, the other 3 games against the St. Louis Blues take place on March the 18th, when St. Louis will come to Nashville for the first time this season. And then on the 23rd of March, the Predators will go to St. Louis for the second and final regular season meeting there. And then on the 27th of March, Nashville will host the St. Louis Blues again. So in a span of 9 days, the Predators will play 3 times in March after only playing once all season, and that first meeting taking place, the one we're previewing now, just after Christmas. Just bizarre scheduling, but the Predators and the St. Louis Blues have 4 meetings head-to-head, and if the Nashville Predators have begun to turn things around, well, this next game becomes of significant importance. This next game in St. Louis is the beginning of a lengthy road trip that will see the Predators Monday in Winnipeg and Tuesday in Minnesota. Then on the 3rd of January in Vancouver, the 4th of January in Calgary, and the 7th of January in Winnipeg versus the Jets. Big time, important Western Conference matchups right there on the board for the Nashville Predators. Now, the Nashville Predators do have an injury update. Cole Smith is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. The St. Louis Blues, we have mentioned already, in 6th place in the Central Division, have a record of 16-16-4. 36 points is 7 points ahead of the Nashville Predators on home ice, which is where the next game will take place. They are 6-8-1. The Blues have scored 91 goals. They've given up 107 against. They have a goal differential of -16. In their most recent stretch of 5 games completed on the 15th of December, it was a 3-2 win versus the New York Rangers. But then again, who hasn't beaten them lately? On the 17th of December was a 4-1 loss versus the New Jersey Devils. On the 19th of December was a 3-1 loss at Tampa Bay, and then followed up the next night with a 2-1 overtime loss at the Florida Panthers. And most recently, on the 23rd of December, a 4-0 win at Detroit going into the Christmas break. Binnington went 19 out of 19, picked up the win, and got the shutout. Now, the NHL rankings in this particular matchup: the Nashville Predators 2.40 goals per game is 32nd in the NHL, but they are close to climbing out of last place in the league in scoring. The St. Louis Blues are at 2.50, only a tenth of a goal ahead, and they are in 30th place in the NHL. So 2 very low-scoring teams here in the NHL, so expect a 7-6 game naturally. Goals against, 3.06, 17th for Nashville, 2.97 for St. Louis, is 14th in the NHL. In the shots for category, 29.1 for the Predators is 12th overall. For the Blues, 26.1 is 28th, but the St. Louis Blues also giving up a limited number of shots, in 28.6, which is 18th. The Predators giving up 29.5, that's 25th overall. Special teams sees the Predators ahead in both of these particular matchups. 18% conversion on the power play rate is 23rd overall for Nashville. 18 conversions, 100 power play opportunities. The St. Louis Blues power plays converting at 15.2% this season. That's 28th in the NHL. 12 conversions, 79 opportunities. On the PK, the Predators first in the NHL. They've reclaimed the top spot after falling out of that position for just one game. 87.4% is their kill rate. 13 power play goals against on the season. For the St. Louis Blues, 76.9% is their kill rate. They are 25th overall in the league. 21 power play goals against. Now, a number of these players for the St. Louis Blues that are going to be in their top 5 in scoring historically have had very good games against this Nashville Predators team. Kyrou at 14 goals to 15 assists, 29 points overall, paces the St. Louis Blues and has had a number of very good games against the Nashville Predators. Thomas at 6 goals and 20 assists for 26 points. Bugnevich is at 9 goals and 14 assists for 23 points. Holloway, 13 and 9 for 22, and Shen 5 and 13 for 18. So Shen versus Shen coming up in this matchup. Philip Forsberg paces the Nashville Predators, and he has picked up quite a few points recently. 9 goals and 20 points, 20 assists overall for 29 points overall. Now, in 35 games skated, 29 points. He is inching back closer to that point-per-game pace that he was on all of last season and the beginning parts of this season. But Philip Forsberg certainly closing that gap in recent stretch of games. Jonathan Marchessault also piling up points as of late. 12 goals now to lead the Nashville Predators, plus 12 assists for 24 total points, second on the team. The captain, Roman Josi, back in the lineup, 7 goals, 17 assists, 24 points. Stamkos, a nice even 10 and 10 for 20. O'Reilly, 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points overall. Anticipated goaltending matchup coming out of the Christmas freeze. UC Saros in at 8, 14, and 6 overall, 2.69 goals against average, a .907 save percentage with 3 shutouts on the season. Jordan Binnington for St. Louis, 9, 13, and 3 on the season, 2.88 goals against average with an .898 save percentage and 2 shutouts on the season. when it comes to this matchup, you are all set now. Nashville, Predators, St. Louis Blues, the entirety of the NHL coming out of the Christmas break. You never know how it's going to go. Whoever gets off to a good start in these first sets of games after a couple of days off is obviously going to be a benefit of a better performance. So watch for that sluggish legs, slow start is going to lead to the demise of a lot of teams this weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the storylines we're talking about coming out of this game. This is a huge matchup for the Nashville Predators going into St. Louis, the first of 4 regular season meetings. The Predators trying to climb out of 7th place, trying to find their way up into 6th place. Once you get back up into that range, you're only a couple of points from a playoff position. That is the truth. If the Nashville Predators can take the next step and turn their road record around like they just did their home record, then the Nashville Predators will find themselves back in the conversation for the second half of the season to be potentially a playoff team. That's going to do it for the preview. Let's go back, talk about what happened in the last game before the Christmas break, and then we will do some analysis, box score, so much more. Close this episode out right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to December the 23rd of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were welcoming in the Carolina Hurricanes for the 4th game of a homestand. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines and defensemen in the following combinations, and it is going to be 11 forwards, 7 defensemen in this alignment. Forsberg, Stamkos, and March to make up your first line. LaRue, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Jankowski, Novak, Evangelista. Then McCarron and Sissons make up the 4th line. Luzon and Yossi, Shea and Blankenberg, Wilsby, Shen, and Barron making his Nashville Predators debut as part of the 7 defenseman alignment. UC Saros gets the start in net. We are 26 seconds into the game, and it is UC Saros coming with a save on Stahl. It's the first shot on goal of the game. At the 32-second mark of the first period, Tokarski coming with a save on O'Reilly. That's the first shot on goal for the Nashville Predators, and we are off and running now. At the 126 mark of the first period, we find Blankenberg and Carrier off to the box, 2 minutes each for holding. This creates a 4-on-4 scenario where Tokarski has to come up with a save on Yossi, then Tokarski has to come up with a save on Luzon. UC Saros would come up with a save on Slavin before we return to 5-on-5 action. At the 450 mark of the first period, Tokarski coming up with a save on Mark Jankowski. At 5:47, Tokarski comes up with a save on Marchessault. 8:26, Tokarski continues doing the work, coming up with a save on Wilsby. At 10:06 of the first period, it's Blake off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking on Luzon, putting the Predators on the first power play of the game. Saros has to come up with a save on Stahl on the shorthanded 2-on-1. Big save right here for the Nashville Predators netminder. 0 shots on goal, and simply not good enough. I understand the Canes have a good penalty kill unit, but the Predators have more skill than they should be able to get a shot on goal or two. Return to 5-on-5 hockey. 13:34 the first period. Now Stamkos comes up with his 10th goal of the season. Wraparound bank shot goes into the back of the net. The Nashville Predators lead 1-0 on home ice over the Carolina Hurricanes. 14:45 the first period now. Tokarski comes up with the save on Jankowski. 17:31 of the first. Evangelistas off to the box. 2 minutes for holding the Nashville Predators on their first penalty kill of the game. And Saros comes up with a save on Natchez, plus the follow-up opportunity at the end of the first period. The Preds leading 1-0 and out shooting Carolina 11-8. We go into the second period. We find the first action coming at 2:22 of the second period. Tokarski coming up with a save on Gus Nyquist. 5:35. Tokarski comes up with a save on O'Reilly at the 6:14 mark of the second period. It's Saros coming up with a save on Svechnikov. 7:31 of the second. Tokarski comes back to work, coming with a save on Marchessault. A wraparound attempt plus the follow-up. Predators already successful once in this game on a wraparound. Marchessault trying it yet again. 7:50 now of the second period. Saros coming with a save on Chatfield. The 8:34 mark of the second period. Karski coming with a save on LaRue's deflection, plus the follow-up by Gus Nyquist just past the halfway point of this game. Now at the 10:13 mark of the second period. Juicy Saros coming with a save on Netches. And at 11:45 of the second period, it's Marchessault scoring his 11th goal of the season. Tommy Novak has the sauce pass to the back door for the chip, and Marchessault continues going to the hard areas and continues bringing the jam, putting the Predators ahead 2-0 in this game now with his 11th goal of the season. 12:26 now of the second period. Juicy Saros coming up with a save on Aho, plus the rebound. Follow up a strong back-to-back sequence here for the Nashville Predators. Goaltender 15:40 of the second period. It's Gauthier hitting the post solidly. Everyone in the rink heard that one. 19:24 of the second period. It's Saros coming up with a save on Chatfield. And at the end of two periods, the Predators find themselves up 2-0 and out shooting the Carolina Hurricanes by a total of 20-14. We're into the third period now, and the Predators have a 2-goal lead again. Let's see if they are going to be fragile, if they're going to be able to tackle that next element in winning at 11 seconds of the third period. Now, Saros comes up with a save on Martinook at the 22-second mark of the third. Orlov off the box, 2 minutes for holding the stick on LaRue. And it's O'Reilly cashing in for the Nashville Predators with his 8th goal of the season. It was Marchessault off the back wall to Forsberg, straight to O'Reilly on the weak side for the tic-tac-toe around the net to give the Nashville Predators a 3-0 lead in this game at 53-second mark of the third period. Saros comes with a save on Kotkaniemi at the 1:45 mark of the third period. It's Saros coming with a save on Robinson. We hit the backside of the sheet and we find a 2:52 of the third period. It's Mark Jankowski scoring his second goal of the season. A wrist shot from the circle with good traffic in front gives the Nashville Predators a 4-0 lead in this game. But shortly after that, 4:37 now in the third period, it is Stahl picking up his 4th goal of the season, getting Carolina on the board with a sharp angle shot off of the glove of Saros and into the net. That makes this game now 4-1. 5:17 now of the third period. Aho scores his 11th goal of the season, close range for the side snipe, and it was an outstanding, high-skilled goal right here that gets Carolina their second goal. Now a 4-2 hockey game favoring the Nashville Predators with a lot of time to go. At the 7:52 mark of the third period, Saros comes up with a save on Robinson. 8:21. Saros comes up with a save on Stahl. And at 12:51 of the third period, it is Saros with a save on Slavin's sharp angle shot. The Canes absolutely dominating zone time and possession, not getting a lot of shots on goal, but they are just wearing the Nashville Predators down. At the 14:03 mark of the third, Karski comes with a save on Wilsby, and the only thing this was a break for the Nashville Predators after a long, intense pressure by the Carolina Hurricanes. The Preds at least able to get all fresh skaters on the ice as they were trying to get that change for quite some time. At 16:47 of the third period, Marchessault is able to get the empty net goal. Philip Forsberg dumped it down, but it goes off the post. Marchessault first on it, jams into the empty net for his 12th of the season, putting the Nashville Predators up 5-2 in the third period. No action over the final minutes of the game. The Predators go on to win this game by a score of 5-2. They are outshot by the Carolina Hurricanes by a total of 27-25, but the Nashville Predators picking up 5 goals on 25 shots on goal on home ice, picking up 2 points in the 4th game of the homestand. That means they pick up 7 out of 8 points on this homestand, and that is exactly what they needed. And they were right there, and you can easily argue they should have swept this homestand. They had a 2-0 lead and a 3-1 lead, a 4-3 lead over the Penguins in the third period, and fell in overtime. The only point they lost in this 4-game homestand. But the Predators come away with the victory right here over the Carolina Hurricanes heading into the Christmas break. We've got more analysis, box score, and so much more coming up on this game next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Now time for some analysis right here. UC Saros got the start in Game 4 of the homestand. Nashville Predators looking to close things out strong, and he won 25 out of 27, gave up 2 goals against. He was solid when needed, especially that shorthanded 2-on-1. That was definitely a great scoring opportunity for the Canes. A couple of big saves on Aho. Light overall duty on the Knights. That's right, I said duty. But overall, a strong game for the netminder of the Nashville Predators. And again, now he picks up his 8th win of the regular season. In front of him, the Skaters. Let's talk about some analysis right here. Something that just jumped out of the box score to me immediately is not a single point, not a goal, not an assist for any of the defensemen in this game. So all of our analysis here will be about forwards. Marchessault picks up 2 goals and assists for 3 points in this game now. 12 goals, leads the team, and it's impressive to see the goals that he's been putting up, all of them going to the hard area, doing the hard work, definitely bringing the jam. It's been impressive to watch. 7 goals, 4 assists for 11 points now in his last 7 games. And a lot of this is going to sound very familiar because it's about when that first line was put together and some success started creeping out, and then it started bleeding over into other units, and now that's why the Nashville Predators were able to pick up 7 out of 8 points on this homestand. Marchessault joining that top line with Forsberg and Stamkos is certainly something that has changed the trajectory of the Nashville Predators season. So 7 goals, 4 assists for 11 points in the last 7 games. And that feeds into the point about Philip Forsberg, who had 3 assists in this game. One of those assists does come on the empty net goal where he hits the post. But, hey, sometimes that's just the way it goes. He's just been snake-bitten, can't get a goal, but yet picks up an assist. He's become a world-class distributor suddenly, with 20 assists on the season to his 9 goals. And for Philip Forsberg, those 20 assists leads the Predators. He's had 12 assists in his last 7 games. We've talked about it a number of times. The balance has shifted for Philip Forsberg. For many years earlier in his career, he had more goals than assists. Recently, when he eclipsed Nashville Predators records, it was because he was getting an equal numbers of goals and assists. Now it is skewing the other direction because missed shots, bad shooting percentage on this season, bad luck, whatever it is. But now 20 assists to his 9 goals, so 2/3 of his points are coming from assists. So Philip Forsberg has become a world-class distribution service. 12 assists in 7 games. Steven Stamkos, as a part of this group as well, picked up a goal in this game. It was that wraparound to get the scoring going, and great job by Stamkos right there, bringing the jam, going to the hard areas. 10th goal on the season, and the first line for the Nashville Predators in this game. 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points right here. Impressive stuff. The first line leading the way. And if you talk about the last 7 games for this grouping of Marchessault, Forsberg, and Stamkos, you've got 10 goals, 20 assists for 30 points in the last 7. And this is where the Nashville Predators have started finding success. The successful homestand, the victory on the road in Dallas. It's all because the Nashville Predators have finally found some offensive cohesion out there, and they are starting to head things up. The last time we were talking about stats like this, it was honestly when the Jofa line was together, when we were talking about 30 points for a line in 7 games and one line dominating. Listen, for the Nashville Predators, just being a one-line team at this point, which they're actually not, but even if just being a top-heavy team is the way that they have to go, then so be it, because you got to score goals. And right now, that trio is absolutely dominant. You've got 3 guys out there who are typically shooters, but Philip Forsberg is so far opting to be the distributor in the group. O'Reilly also picks up a goal, 3 shots on goal, 3 block shots, and 18:54 total time on ice. And Mark Jankowski out there just plugging away as part of the 11 forward alignment, picks up a goal in this game. Colton Sissons picks up an assist, his first assist of the season, just dreadfully underperforming on his offensive responsibilities. Colton Sissons has been a reliable support offensive player, not a feature player at any point in time, but he is able, like a Swiss Army player, to fill in at certain points and give performances that in the past have been very, very solid considering where he typically plays in the lineup and who he usually skates with. For Colton Sissons to only pick up his first assist of the season in game number 35, that's shocking. Hopefully it's the beginning of many more points to come for players like Colton Sissons and honestly everybody on this Nashville Predators team. That's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. Let's hear from our good friends at Stripe Digital Solutions. Let's come back. Let's get into the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. And then got a little special treat for you related to the Red River Spartans and the Battle Creek Colonels about to make an appearance on the show. And then we're going to close this show out, episode number 946 of the Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Time for the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. Marchessault had 2 goals in this game. One of those was an empty netter, but it counts all the same. He's now the team leader in goals with 12. Jankowski also picks up a goal. O'Reilly with a goal, and Steven Stamkos with a goal to round out the 5 numbered goals. When it comes to assists, Philip Forsberg, that world-class distributor, with 3 assists in this game. Also, Luke Evangelista with 1 assist. Marchessault with an assist. Novak picks up an assist. Colton Sissons also with 1 assist in this game. When it comes to shots on goal, Marchessault led the way with 5. LaRue had 3. Also O'Reilly with 3. And Brady Shea had 3 shots on net. In the block shots category, 3 was the high number here as well. Ryan O'Reilly led the way with 3. Philip Forsberg had 2. Stamkos also had 2, showing you that the first line is doing a little bit of everything out there on the rink right now. And Justin Barron, in his Nashville Predators debut, wearing number 20, by the way, 2 blocked shots in this game. When it comes to the physical component of things, LaRue was out there causing mayhem, and I love to see it. He was drawing power plays for his team, and he had 7 hits in this game to lead the Nashville Predators. He was feisty, and he was a difference maker in this one. Luzon with 4 hits as well, and Barron, again, in his Predators debut, adding 3 hits to the team's box score. When it comes to your time on ice leaders, 2015 was Jonathan Marchessault. That led all of the forwards. 2004 for Nyquist and 1854 for Ryan O'Reilly. And then on down to the defenseman. Only 1 defenseman on the Nashville Predators since they played 7 in this game over 20 minutes. And it, of course, is the captain Roman Josi at 2050. But again, every other defenseman over at least 13 minutes, all 7 defensemen playing an integral part in this victory for the Nashville Predators. When it comes to the power play time on ice leaders, the Nashville Predators were paced by Ryan O'Reilly or Philip Forsberg at 114, then O'Reilly at 113, and then 109 for Marchessault and Stamkos. When it comes to the penalty killing, it was Colton Sissons leading the way with 110. Michael McCarron 54 seconds, 57 seconds for Shea, and 53 seconds for Nick Blankenberg. Your starting netminder in this game picks up the victory. UC Saros goes 25 out of 27, 2 goals against, an in-game save percentage of .926, 22 even strength saves, 2 power play saves, and that shorthanded save came on a 2-on-1 at a critical moment. Very important save. UC Saros picking up his 8th victory of the season. That's going to do it for the good cold hard numbers known as the box score. The Predators come away with the 5-2 victory to close out the homestand. Want to give you a special treat. We all love the sounds of the game. We all love the natural sounds of hockey. Well, it just turns out we had one of those weird circumstances in the USPHL premiere. As the voice of the Red River Spartans, I do not get to travel to the road games. We trust other rinks to go ahead and put a broadcaster in the booth to broadcast the game. So, to my surprise, and to be honest with you, at the end of the evening, to my delight, because it came out great, there was no broadcaster. The game was delayed. They had trouble getting people to the rink, and because of the circumstances, we ended up having a game on Flow Hockey in the USPHL Premier, Battle of the Great Lakes Division, come off with no broadcasting. And here's the natural sounds of the game. The Red River Spartans in Battle Creek to face off against the Colonels. Have a lot of respect for that team. I really like the head coach and the owner-operator of the Battle Creek Colonels. They were really good and decent people when they were here in Nashville to face off against the Red River Spartans. So it's been outstanding getting to know the Battle Creek Colonels a little bit. The Spartans continue their rivalry. No broadcaster, just the enjoyable, natural sounds of hockey right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. We'll come back and close it out. Spartans come away with the victory over the Colonels on night one in Battle Creek. Also getting set for the Christmas break and the holiday break right there in the USPHL. So the Red River Spartans looking to gain some momentum going into the holidays to get ready for the second half of the season. Looking forward to getting back on the headset when the Spartans come back to Clarksville in January. Come on out and join us at the rink for those home games. Now let's close this operation out. 946. Oh my God, it's operation number 946. We're approaching 950, which means we're approaching 1,000, which means, yeah, the countdown is on. It's not something that we do or we focus on, but it's pretty wild and pretty amazing to sit here and think that 950 is coming up in just a couple of days, and then we'll be at 1,000, and then it'll be time to wrap this project up. But we're going to wrap this episode up first. We got a long time to go before we do that, and we'll have a whole lot of time together before that. We're going to close it out by saying 7 out of 8 points. Merry Christmas, Nashville Predators, to their fan base. Listen, they needed it worse than anything. The underperformance, the over expectations, then the underperformance has led to the first 30 games of the season being an absolute nightmare, the slowest start in franchise history. Every player across the board, from the free agents to the core to the grit guys to the fringe guys, all underperformed in the first 30 games of this season. And now this homestand is exactly what the team needed. And then they get a chance to take a little mental break and recap what they did successfully over the last 4 games. And it was success over the last 4 games. You could take it back to the last 6 games. Yes, they lost to the Colorado Avalanche in a bit of a lopsided affair, and they did blow leads multiple times on this homestand, and they did fall in overtime to the Pittsburgh Penguins. But in the last 6 games, the Predators have managed to pick up points in 5 of those 6 games. That in itself is highly impressive for a team that didn't have a single streak at all that wasn't in the negative column so far this season. So the Predators, an uptick in the standings. They're out of 8th place. Their home record is now over 500. They have an opportunity with a little bit of momentum and a little bit of a mental break to refocus over the Christmas freeze right here to come out with a big rivalry game and a statement against St. Louis, the first of 4 meetings. Winning the series against St. Louis this season is going to be critical if the Nashville Predators want to take that next step of, well, correcting their negative road record, but also jumping over a team in front of them in the standings and taking points away from a team that, will ultimately be one in the chase pack for playoff positioning. The St. Louis Blues, I don't think, are going anywhere this season. So for the Predators, this is a critically important start to the road trip coming up, and it was a critically important close to the homestand. All of the things happening right now are trending in a good and positive direction for the first time this season. Games 1 through 30 were a nightmare for this team in every single respect. Games 30 through 35, though, have revealed some new trends. Scoring that is an uptick, a new line, cohesion, and chemistry that is starting to show a little bit of positive gains. Next, get out of last place in scoring the NHL. Begin to correct the road record. If you can go on a pace of something like 2 out of every 3 games winning, then you can find yourself not only in the chase pack, but perhaps by the end of the season in control of your own season's destiny. And for the Nashville Predators, that would be a small hockey miracle, I think. Worst start in franchise history. They haven't turned it around yet, but there are signs, there are trends, there are things that are looking and feeling like if they can just have a successful road trip coming up, then the rest of the season, the Predators can try to chase that 2 out of 3, and they can find themselves in a really great spot. So the Predators needed it in the worst way. They picked up 7 out of 8 points. They could have picked up all 8 points on the homestand. They gave the home crowd a lot of some highlight reel goals by big-name players and victories, and they gave a lot of people some hope over the holiday, and they gave a lot of people some joy over the holiday, and that was fantastic. So congratulations to that team for finally turning things around, at least for a couple of games and for an entire homestand, taking 7 out of 8 points on that. Listen, that's going to do it. I hope it's been a Merry Christmas for everybody. I hope that you have had a great holiday break. I actually do miss having hockey to watch. I love it. It's always great to take a little break for a day or two, but I am already hungry for this road trip to get started. I'm looking forward to seeing the Nashville Predators get back on the ice in this game against the St. Louis Blues. I think it's going to be an incredibly important game for this Nashville Predators season, and to see what they have learned and what they have gained in those last few games. Op 946 is in the books. So let me let you guys get to it. It's going to be a great couple of days. Everybody enjoy it. Clean up your Christmas decorations. Make sure you send your thank you text messages, and make sure you are appreciative of everything that you have in this life. If you're watching this show, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, appreciate your viewership, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.